The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. According to Sean McBride, a former director of Ripple, these are the forecasts. The first thing he envisions is an XRP ETF in the year 2024 or 2025. Plus, he thinks Ripple will have its initial public offering, IPO, in a country other than the US next year. My thoughts on the two forecasts are as follows. The first person to cross the finish line will take precedence. The demand is highest there. But I believe that once an all-coin ETF crosses the finish line, a plethora of additional products will emerge, such as bundled all-coin ETFs, which allow you to invest in a variety of coins within a single ETF. On top of that, I believe that's where XRP will thrive. To begin, someday an XRP ETF that stands on its own will be available. How much time will this take? That's all. You should be able to tell us how long the fight will last in the Ethereum ETF by looking at that. Is a major battle still ahead, or has the SEC simply conceded with tokens? Would you look at BlackRock shooting at it? Perhaps that reveals the SEC's position with this enormous Ripple loss. I am uncertain. When the tide turns, we'll witness the launch of an XRP exchange-traded fund. The precise timing is uncertain, but it will occur. Could Ripples go public in a country other than the United States? Why haven't they done that already? No way. They never intended to. We don't know what's holding them up. Plus, isn't it simply a game of numbers? Their potential for expansion would be dwarfed by the size of the US capital market, for example. Should they choose to do so? And they're good to go, they can list their shares on any public stock exchange. They won't have any trouble getting funds here. Their company will eventually relocate to the United States when the time is right. Within the US, their actual disagreement is on crypto-related matters, such as conducting crypto-related transactions using XRP to transfer funds and similar matters. Getting their stock listed is going to be a major hassle. This time it will happen domestically, otherwise, they would have gone global during the last bull run. It seems like we're just waiting for them to get their business in order for that major event. After that, they'll expand into other areas, like their liquidity hub business, where they tokenize assets, called CBDCs. And of course, they'll keep expanding their on-demand liquidity payment service, which goes by many names, Ripple Pay. Now that they've won a costly battle with the SEC, they can focus on cleaning up before their eventual IPO, which will happen, and will happen in the US, even though Tether hasn't said or confirmed what they'll do with USDT, since we saw a Circle withdraw support for their stablecoin from Tron, following a competitor Circle's withdrawal from the Tron network because to security concerns, Tether has remained mum on whether it intends to end support for the cryptocurrency. In my opinion, the current political climate is putting a lot of pressure on Tron, and the problem isn't so much with safety as it is with the government trying to silence its citizens. Nobody wants to deal with it in Circle. They're dragging down the base. As an example, Tron is attempting to incorporate the following into its platform, which would mean that Tether can still freeze transactions on any layer that it supports directly, in order to carry out its complying responsibilities. That is my position on the newly implemented clawback function on the XRP ledger. I take that as a sign that the XRP ledger is now ready to create stable currency. People are clinging to stable currency, transacting quickly and cheaply, and Tron has been a significant force in the arena. This is an area where Tron has grown tremendously. Also, XRP is going to be a lot more reliable and competent cryptocurrency, with respect to that application. Either a large one-circle Tether or both would be great. Regardless, Tether keeps an eye on the security of all the transaction levels it supports to make sure our community is up to par. It would be great if they don't. I'm not a fan of Tron. Sorry, but I am out of Tron. Nonetheless, I hope those who are putting it to good use are able to do so. However, dealing with steady coins typically results in this. Actually, it's not decentralized, and they have the power to suddenly cut off support. Another reason why it proves that stable coins aren't perfect. Until a real cryptocurrency is developed, it will never be enough. With the first smart contract uploaded to the Stellar mainnet, Midas was reporting. Their actions were completely unknown to me. Even if the XRP Lightning Network is different from other networks, I still think this is a fairly cool development. There is no fork here. While Stellar's design is clearly its own, it shares many similarities with XSRP in terms of its emphasis on payments. So, we get to observe how smart contracts work with that blockchain and whether or not it reduces the efficiency or speed of SLM. In my opinion, this only adds to the evidence we have so far in our quest to determine whether full-fledged EVM-type smart contracts or the hook scheme is in the cards for XRP going forward. I believe this case is still up for debate. We need to take our time with this, in my opinion. I see. Only time will tell who's right, but there's certainly nothing wrong with taking your time and doing things right. David thinks that the sidechain route is the best way to keep XRP speed and cost effectiveness, while also building an ecosystem of XRP blockchains. With your initial action. After Nvidia reaches a tipping point, the world was on edge since video was going to miss their profits, but no AI-linked crypto tokens experienced a jump. Unsurprisingly, they absolutely crushed it. I am perplexed as to how any doubt could have ever existed over this. The market was slightly concerned that Nvidia's stock could fall since, as far as I can tell, the company's demand is outpacing its capacity to meet. This makes us wonder how Nvidia could possibly avoid crushing our wants. Their quarter was solid, and their guidance was thrilling, too. Nvidia went higher, as a result. Here we have AI coins, after that news. Additionally, I have no doubt that tomorrow we will witness a plethora of success in the AI sector of the stock market. In terms of artificial intelligence, AI, I am quite ignorant. In that industry, I have a few holdings. I can tell you more if you're interested. Every day, Nick Block hosts live broadcasts. You should watch his daily streams, because he is a specialist on blockchain and artificial intelligence and one of the brightest minds working in the cryptocurrency industry. Everything you need to know about artificial intelligence will be taught by Deke Black, one of the top minds in the world. Cryptos, where are the most promising tokens? Nearly $5 million has been donated by the Winklevoss twins to Crypto Super PAC. So, here's the deal, the Winklevoss twins, for some reason, I simply do not like them, and Gemini, I have never utilized that exchange, to put it mildly. However, a substantial amount of capital will be diverted from cryptocurrency in an effort to sway political outcomes. Even at $5 million, it's not enough, in my opinion. Their contributions should be significantly more. Now is the moment to step it up a notch. Keeping that in mind, you should update your follow to include X. At this very moment, we would like John Dean's Senate account to grow substantially. There aren't quite enough followers, the last count was around 10,000. We must get as many people as possible behind him to prove that he has supporters. He deserves considerable consideration. Just on his personal account, he has 300,000 followers. We need to defund the Senate account urgently. Make it known that this is a formidable opponent. Donations are also welcome, so long as you have the necessary funds. Of paramount importance. He intends to demonstrate his seriousness by running a proper campaign here. And I believe that if he accomplishes that and garners support from a grassroots movement involving individuals from all around the world, the wealthy will take him seriously and pour a ton of money into this. We aim to rally around him frequently and early on. Please back John in his case with Attorney Bill by stating the following: around 318,000 people follow John Dean. Even though Elizabeth Warren had 5.1 million followers on her first post, he only managed to get 0.5 times as many likes on his reply. We have a bargain here. By all accounts, she has been around for an eternity. This means that, predictably, he has far more X followers than he actually will. But you desire that forward motion, that expansion. There are already enough people on board with John that he doesn't require 5.8 million followers. But daily growth in the number of followers is what we're aiming for with that account. I believe that will terrify Elizabeth Warren and any other anti-crypto politician, because it will show them that we are not advocating for anarchy if you refuse to be reasonable and support reasonable measures. Laws, and good laws, are what we seek. But if you persist in being silly, someone will eventually replace you. Just a little bit will send a message to this establishment that we mean business. Do what you can to follow John and share his tale with as many people as possible. It is time to detonate that bomb. Here is the article you requested. Cardano claims to have 74% of its cryptocurrency coins in circulation. I seriously doubt it is a correct estimate, to begin with. Looking into liquidity, however, we find that out of 24,000 coins listed, 65% have been declared dead or failed. Just because no one is using or trading the crypto token doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Half or more of the cryptos that were released during the bull run in 2020 and 2021 have since died. A devastating market crash in late 2022 wiped out 65% of Jack's profits from the cryptocurrency industry. When we consider the devastation caused by individuals such as Sam Beekman, Fried Do Kwon, and the clowns involved with 3 Arrows, Capital, and Masuski, the list becomes endless. Anyone with a stake in their initiatives or platforms is vulnerable, not only the investors. Some of the projects were also excellent. Many promising initiatives failed because the market conditions were unfavorable, and this absurd bear market was in part caused by their foolishness. Furthermore, the extent of their harm exceeds what is accounted for in those bankruptcy processes. Furthermore, it is terribly regrettable. Is Cardinal's network home to the majority of these coins? To put it bluntly, it's the most absurd thing I've ever seen. Here and now, I can tell you. Almost all of the cryptocurrency tokens issued on Ethereum have since been worthless, and 74% of those coins aren't on Cardano. Remember those ERCs? They were the first ones. Were nothing more than initial coin offerings, ICOs, designed to raise capital. A big part of it is attempting to define our role in the technological landscape. As for some of it, it's blatantly fraudulent. However, is Cardano missing any coins? This is a brand new technology, a link in a chain that is only now beginning to bear fruit, thus the answer is yes. Many folks exercise a great deal of experimentation. I expect the Cardano ecosystem to achieve great things in the next bull run. It is prepared and equipped for it, so failure is inevitable. Moreover, I believe that the next bull run will witness the commencement of the realization of some fantastic construction that has already taken place. Cardano will soon be a very active and large-scale blockchain. Plus, it's ridiculous that 74% of defunct cryptocurrency coins are listed on that platform. Doing it is completely impossible. Finally, this page discusses several ongoing legal proceedings. Everyone is waiting for SEC versus Coinbase to dismiss the ruling. According to legal experts, Coinbase presented a stronger case, which gives them the upper hand. The idea that the court will throw out the entire case is hard for me to fathom. Yet many in the know suggest that it's not completely out of the question. The situation was about to spiral out of control if that occurred. The ETF issuance will appear insignificant in light of this. It seems unlikely to me. If it does, though, Gary Gensler has yet again committed an awful blunder. If SEC were to lose to Coinbase, it would pave the way for Loomis and Gillibrand's Responsible Financial Act to have a better chance of passing, or at the very least, of enacting crypto regulations, which are necessary since we need clear standards and procedures. Unfortunately, we are now lacking that, and it's awful that we would need a court to force the SEC to explain this to these morons. Instead of the SEC making things up as they go along, we need unambiguous laws. Even if this court action is just an outright dismissal, I believe the outcome will be the same. The SEC will lose badly, it will just take longer. Empowerment supervision is now underway. William Hinman, a former director of the SEC, has conflicts of interest that are relevant to the Ripple case and the Power Oversight reports. Because Thatcher was returned to Simpson-Thatcher after leaving the SEC, we are fully aware of all that, and Power Oversight stated that Hinman received millions of dollars from his old employer. What does he have to say about the current investigation? What exactly has to be looked into? Over the years, everyone was pointing out how absurd that speech was. It was for the purpose of paying him to deliver that speech. It would be great if they take action here. Maybe the SEC will shock us here, but I don't trust them to police themselves. Whatever happens next is anybody's guess. Post your comments below and tell me what you think. Please subscribe and like as usual. Coming up shortly, farewell.